Right, the quality of this video is appalling, and I know it is. Yeah, you gotta deal with that. My webcam is not good. I'm probably gonna get a better webcam at some point, but until then, I'm gonna have to deal with this. So I'll get on to the video. Now, I've come home with some strange things before. I've come home bearing 5 Rubik's Cubes before. I've come home, of all things, bearing one of these, and I honestly don't know why. I've come home bearing a random 775 motherboard, which actually I'm making a use for. You'll see that in a future video. I've come home with a CRT TV, which I got for free, and, well, I think this, in its weirdness, tops them all. So today I came home on a bus bearing this, an Olivetti Lettera 25, and honestly, I can't see myself using this much, but I thought I'd give it a go. So yeah. So for this, I've got to insert paper in here. There's little, if I adjust the positioning of this, so there's this switch here, sort of moves the position of a bar down here. You pull that down, you can slot that in, and if you push it back, you can just twist this. Kind of interesting. You gotta push this to the back and pull this thing down, and then I'm guessing the paper should be going under here. And then you can start to type. So the key is you actually have to hit rather hard, and they are loud. Now here's the sound of my mechanical keyboard. The weight you have to put on these to actually type, it sounds a bit like this. Never mind, one sec. So, as you can tell, yeah. Now I actually like the word typewriter here, and I just find it interesting typing typewriter on typewriter. The top layer of keys, these ones, are the QWERTY layout. The longest word you can write is the word typewriter. So, yeah, test that out. Now, the mechanism, kind of interesting actually. I guess I'll just lift the webcam up and show you. Now, we've got all these things. Now, for example, if I choose T, these little hammers come out, and then you got this strip here. Now this strip is covered in ink, and whenever you hit one, it just slams down into it and writes the letters. And I just find that, you know, amazing. Like, these were keyboards before electronics, and they've existed for so long. And it's funny we kept this QWERTY UE op little layout. Anyway, the one on this one key, this is broken. Anyway, so each one of these hammers has a lowercase and uppercase of the letter. And well, whenever you hold shift, it just lowers itself down, and this caps lock just locks it down. And instead of pressing caps lock to pull it back up, you have to press shift, which I find a bit strange. It's also a bit odd because there's no control, there's no enter or tab, so I don't know, it's a bit different to type on. If you want to go back to the beginning of the line, you just push this forwards, and you gotta move that a bit, and then you can start typing again. So now I start typing on the new line. Alright, typewriter. This time, and then normally for me, the first letter types, and then I have to like, yeah. Anyway, another thing I found interesting was this. This here changes the font colour, and now I can type in red. the harder you hit it, the more clear it looks. So that's kind of interesting. There's also a backspace key which moves the thing in one direction. So backspace and space. Yeah, the backspace doesn't actually erase it because there's no way it can. So if you want to erase it, you'll need a Tipp-Ex pen, or you'll just need to write over it. There are some instances when you can. For example, if you write a number, I think occasionally you're actually able to, you know, press it hard enough so it's easy to tell. So people used to write entire books on that, and honestly, it's quite surprising. I would sooner write an entire book in pen than do this, because this is really is quite difficult. So I'm just gonna try writing something. I have no idea what. I'm just gonna start typing random things, I guess. Space rail's not working. And then our thing's done, so I guess I'll just I've just written, I'm only typing this to test how capable I am. Now you can't see it, but some of these letters are a bit faint. Now this is because it's a very old typewriter. I mean, it hasn't had its ink replaced in a long time. I'm not sure if you can get them. I don't know where to get ink replacements. But yeah. So I'm just gonna make sure I'm hitting nice and hard. So of course I don't really have a use for it. It's sort of something I just have for the sake of having it. And yeah, I didn't pay money for this, so it's not like I'm not the sort of person to buy things for the sake of having retro items. It's literally because somebody said I could have it free because my old scout group had a jumble sale and they didn't sell anything. Well, they sold everything they needed. They made £300. They didn't sell everything. So yeah. I mean, it could be useful if I ever wanted to, say I wanted to type something on my computer was broken, and a power cut or something and I wasn't able to turn it on. In that case, this would be useful if I need to type up homework. Like, the absence of the 1 key, it's not an issue. I can literally just type 1. The only issue I can see myself having is just accuracy of switching lines with the dial, faintness in the ink, and yeah, just overall getting used to this. But this thing's also extremely loud. Like, if I put this midway between my keyboard and typewriter, that thing's actually much louder. And yeah, the font on it is actually strange looking to me. I don't know why, but they're very bold and easy to read. It's got the symbol here, and then the rest of it's just covered in dust. So I have to put this thing off. I can put it back now. But yeah, it's not really something I need as much as something I literally just have for the sake of having it. But I don't know. It's makes me slightly more interesting because I have a typewriter. That would make me slightly more boring. I have no idea. I mean, my original plan was to type the script for this video on the typewriter. No, I thought, no, I probably shouldn't, because I'm short of time. So yeah, I've got a typewriter, no need for it. It's gonna just be a desk accessory, sort of. If I ever need it, I'll be surprised. But I just thought, out of sheer boredom and to make one use for this, I would show off the fact that I have it. But I do find it quite interesting, the way it works, figuring out the inner mechanism of it. The colour switching, that's cool. Also, if you press multiple keys at once, you can see here, they do tend to get jammed together, but in that case you're able to just sort of separate them. Definitely not for touch typers. There aren't really bumps on the F and J. You got to sort of guess if you were going to do that. Keyboards are a lot smaller than on a normal keyboard, and the whole like staircase thing, that's a bit odd to me. And look, I just got them jammed again. It's really not that hard at all to get them jammed, but yeah. That is a typewriter. So yeah, I've got nothing else to say, so I guess that's the end of the video. See you later.